Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another video. A slightly different one for you today because this last weekend that's just gone was the Warley exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham, and I went on the Saturday and I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm filming this on the Sunday, so I only just got back yesterday. Absolutely buzzing, it was fantastic, really enjoyed it, and I thought I would share some of the videos that I took while I was there. First of all though, for those of you who don't know what the Warley exhibition is, if you've been living under a rock or something, I think it's the biggest exhibition for model railways in the UK. If there are any bigger ones, I've certainly never been to them. It's absolutely huge. Take a look at this. Hopefully these shots will actually do justice to the size of the exhibition. It's absolutely crazy. The number of people that were actually there was just astonishing. And there were of course some familiar faces there as well, some I'm sure you will recognise, and also a massive thank you to everyone that came up to me to say hi. It was amazing and humbling that there were people there who actually knew who I was, and there were loads and loads of them. Yeah, quite crazy that. I think because I work at home and I just post my stuff online, it's quite easy to forget that all of these messages and comments are coming from real people who are actually watching my stuff. So to have it proved that there are people out there that actually watch my videos and enjoy them was quite humbling. So thank you very much for that. If anyone got a picture with me and you'd like to send it in and I will show it on the next live stream on Friday, please feel free to do that. Anyway, here are some of the sights from the exhibition. You can probably see the sort of centrepiece, if you like, from this wide shot. But they had this NER electric autocar there, which was crazy. It was absolutely huge, mounted onto a trailer, which explains how they got the thing there. But yeah, it's an NER electric autocar built in 1903, so over 100 years old. You wouldn't expect that, would you? Quite incredible to see that. There were also loads and loads of manufacturers there, including Oxford Rail, with something very exciting to show. I'll talk more about this on the next Model Railway news video, but they had some decorated samples of the J27s. Now, I can't even remember seeing non-decorated samples of those, but here we are with them looking basically completed. Whether or not they are, I have no idea. There may still be a lot of work to do, but from just looking at them, they look really at an advanced stage. It was quite dark at that sort of corner of the hall. There wasn't a great deal of lighting, so my shots of those aren't fantastic, but hopefully I'll be able to show you some better shots of those coming up quite soon. There was quite a lot to see on the Hatton stand as well. They were showing off their A3s in O gauge, as you can see. I think this was my first time seeing them fully painted. Possibly they had them fully painted and they were showing them at the Great Central exhibition that I went to. I can't remember though. Either way, there was some good lighting there and they just look so fantastic, particularly that BR blue one. So I thought, you know, I'm going to take a shot of those. They also had a great range of their upcoming Class 66s on display there. You can see just how many really they're actually producing, and this I don't think is all of them. They also had some bodies for the newly announced liveries as well, which are all looking really good. Yeah, quite glad to see those. I also popped into the KR model stand, which is looking really good by the way. They've actually got a proper stand now, which looks fantastic. And of course the major thing to see there was this, the GT3 gas turbine. This is the first engineering prototype, I believe, and it is looking really cool, isn't it? It was amazing to finally see that come to fruition. You know, the model actually exists, it's a real thing and it is coming. They're estimating Q2 in 2020, so not too long now to wait. Hopefully they'll be on time. Keith even said they've got 4 weeks wiggle room or something like that, so there's a very good chance, in fact he's very confident that we will be seeing that model very soon, or at least on time, Q2 2020. So fantastic to see that. They also announced a new loco as well, which I will talk all about in my next Model Railway news video, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned and take a look at that. The Hornby stand was also really well worth taking a look. They had their Harry Potter layout set up there, which I don't think I've ever seen in the flesh before. Seen loads of videos and pictures of it, but never the actual thing in the flesh. So absolutely awesome to see that, and of course seeing it in the flesh you actually see some of the details that you might have missed in the past. So that was really nice to see. They also had their usual selection of models in the various cabinets, including a sample of the large Prairie, which is probably due for release quite soon. I think originally they estimated that it would be released about now. Whether that's still the case, I ought to check really. But again, if there's any news on that, I'll let you know in the next news video for December. They also have the Ruston Shunters. Some of those have been released already, haven't they? Well, at least one of them has. The one I'm really interested in is this one. It's Queen Anne. That's one I've pre-ordered, so I'm really hoping that that's going to get released soon so that I can review it. They had a beautiful looking sample of the upcoming Princess class as well, which looks absolutely fantastic, definitely a big improvement on the older version, as well as some old favourites such as the Black 5 and the streamlined Coronation class, which I think we saw last year as well. The Bachmann stand was also well worth a look as well, because they had some samples of the 94XX pannier tanks from the Great Western, of course. I'd never actually seen one of those before. Whether or not that was the first time they were showing samples of those, I'm not entirely sure, but they did have the BR Black one on display, as you can see there. I didn't get a shot of this, but I think they're doing an exclusive version for locomotion models of the National Railway Museum. I think that was a BR green one, if I remember correctly, but they also had a sample of that on display, which was really, really cool. So again, quite interesting to see some progress from Bachmann. They also had a BR Black sample of their Midland 1P tank, which is looking really, really cool. Again, I wasn't aware that there'd been any development whatsoever on that, and not heard any news about it. So to suddenly see that there at Warley was super exciting, and yeah, hopefully that will be released in a reasonable amount of time as well. They also had their steam crane, which looks absolutely fantastic. Again, I think this is the first time I'd actually seen a painted sample in the flesh, so that's really fantastic. It does look like a really incredible model. And again, they had a range of other things on display as well, including, I think, their new batch of 37s, that's probably what those are. Pico, on the Pico stand, there was quite an interesting model to see. I think, again, this is an engineering prototype of their Little England locomotive from the Festiniog, so it's narrow gauge. It's worth pointing out that it did not have the correct tender on the back there. For some reason, the tender wasn't ready or whatever, but I think the thing requires a tender in order to run. It probably picks up power from one of the rails using the tender. So either way, it's great to see that, and it's a bit of narrow gauge, isn't it? So I thought I would show that just in case there are any narrow gauge fans watching. And for the time being, that's all I picked up at Warley. There was so much more to see, so I mean, next year, if you didn't get a chance to go and you're able to, it's well worth it. It's not that expensive to go, and there's loads of cool stuff to see. I also picked up some really exciting bargains. Can't wait to show you those. I'll be showing you what I bought in the next live stream on Friday, so be sure to tune into that. For right now though, I thought I would drop you just one or two baby hints about what I bought, and I might even show you one of the things I picked up, just as a little bit of a teaser. For the rest of it, and to actually find out what I bought, check out Friday's video. Anyway, the first stop of the day, and this was something I knew I wanted to buy, so if anybody knows already, someone who met me there and saw me with it, don't give it away. But I went to the model rail stand, and I have this box. That's the size of the box, so see if you can guess down in the comments what that might be. Something I've been wanting to get to review for a little while, and finally I managed to pick one up. Good price on it as well. So yep, I'll be revealing that later on. Next up, a bag, which does not reveal very much. Inside this, I bought some stuff from the Oxford Rail stand, so that means there are more Oxford Rail videos on the way. And the great thing, by the way, about actually buying stuff from exhibitions like this and not just buying them online is that you get handed leaflets and things, which I know isn't, you know, ultra exciting, but to me it is. I mean, from the Oxford stand, I didn't even realise I'd done this, but they'd actually given me this booklet. Not had a chance to look at this myself yet, but I assume this is a bit of a catalogue of some of their die-cast vehicles, as you can see, and maybe that's a little bit of a clue. Maybe one of my purchases does involve some sort of Oxford Rail die-cast vehicle. We shall have to see. Another thing I got handed was this from Dennis at Locomotion Models. Hello Dennis, if you're looking, which again I assume is a catalogue of some of their models. Let's take a look. Oh yes, look at those. Check out those Deltic prototypes. So yeah, I actually really enjoy getting home and looking through some of these, and I will spend some time doing that. I've got loads more in my bag actually, so interesting will that be. Apart from that, yes, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 items in this bag from Oxford Rail. So again, if you want to make a guess, you can do. I also bought quite a lot of stuff from the Hornby stand as well, which was very exciting, including this little goodie bag, which was £5. I'm not going to tell you anything of what's inside there. I will keep that an entire secret, although you might have had a glance. Oh, there'll be people pausing to try and see now. And then finally, something else from the Hornby stand, a big Hornby bag. Now, there is something inside here. I will show you the back of the box. Hopefully that won't reveal exactly what I bought. So there's that. And then finally, the last item is something I will show you. It is this. This is, believe it or not, a River Rossi railgun, quite similar, I think, to the Oxford Rail one, although I don't know the history of it yet. But it was a real bargain. It's quite an old model, from what I hear. but I bought it very, very cheap. So I'm not going to reveal right now how much this cost, but put your guesses down in the comments. What do you think this thing cost? Bearing in mind that the Oxford Rail version was an utter bargain at a bit over 50 quid. So guesses in the comments below how much this thing cost. You will not believe it. For now though, I think that is basically all I bought. Well, it is all I bought. If you want to find out exactly what I got, tune into Friday's stream. For the time being though, thank you again for everyone that came to say hi. It was amazing to meet everybody. A fantastic exhibition, definitely the best I've ever been to, both this year and last. Really, really fantastic. And for now, thank you for watching. See you on Friday for the next stream, and I'll catch you very soon. All right, cheers folks.